All right, my guests are seated. We're ready to go. The Honorable Simon Osei Mensah is Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe constituency in the Ashanti region. And also, Mr. Adekoka is the NDC Greater Accra Chair. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks.
It's good to see you.
Nice
I hope you're well.
By God's grace, we are doing good.
Bosomtwe has been quiet, but Krofrom has not. We'll get to that situation in a bit. But robbers have gunned down an agric officer, sadly, at his residence in Apotoja. If I didn't pronounce that well, Ohime will correct me, in the Bosomtwe district of the Ashanti region. Ohime Nteria is our correspondent or our colleague with Inshira FM in the Ashanti region. He'll join us with details of this particular, but that's your constituency.
Yeah, that's my constituency.
Have you heard about this incident?
When I was coming to Adunti, that somebody broke the news to me.
Okay.
But I've actually not heard the details.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Aputuja is one of the highly densely populated areas in my constituency, and it's peri-urban. So I need to be briefed. For now, apart from just being informed, I don't have the details.
All right. Ohime Nteria would come and give us details of that. But let's talk about Krofrom. The 3 police officers who were put in custody following claims that they beat the 27-year-old resident to death have been released. We know that the residents are not happy about the autopsy reports because some people claim that they witnessed the police officers beat up this gentleman. Now the police commander in the region has given the strongest warning yet. Nobody should go out there. They're going to meet you with the necessary force if they have to, if you disobey the rules. I mean, what's happening at Krofrom, Honorable?
Thank you very much. From what I heard, it's alleged that one is a Kofi Boakye was beaten by some policemen to death, which the autopsy report, as I'm hearing, is indicating that it's not true and that the person died of heart attack.
Natural causes.
Natural causes. Those who are alleging that the person was beaten by the policeman, if they could support their claim with some pictures, I think it will facilitate the work, because now is their word against the report from the doctors. I cannot sit here and see what the doctors are saying is not true, or that is the fact. But anybody who has a different position, I think can do us some good if the person can support the claim that the person is making.
Okay.
Other than that, it becomes mere allegation. These days, it's easier to take pictures with even the simplest of form. So if they took any picture, or whoever has any picture of the incident when it actually happened, when the policemen were beating up the young man, they can produce it. And I think when it's produced, it will make the work easier.
Okay.
We know where the truth lies. All that I will say is that I'm appealing to the youth. It's very painful if you should lose your friend or relative or child. But whilst we are grieving, we should make sure that we don't take the law into our hands.
Sure.
And then exercise a bit of restraint and patience. Even if we don't agree with the autopsy report, let's gather whatever additional information that we have and present it to the police to support our argument, because any route can even lead to worse situations. We can lose more lives. I'm not saying losing one life is easy, but we can lose more lives. In order not to lose additional lives or people being injured, I think we should exercise some restraint.
Okay.
approach the issue legally.
All right.
And not take the law into our
We'll continue with this discussion. We've got Ohime Interior joining us now with a lot more details. Is it coincidentally, he also spoke to the commander on this particular issue that we're even talking about now. So Ohime Interior, good morning to you. I hope you're well. Hello, Ohime. We seem to have lost him there. We will try and raise him on the line again. Unless he's on now. Hello, Ohime. Okay, we're trying to raise Ohime on the line because the news that we're getting from the Ashanti region indicates that robbers have gunned down an agric officer at his residence in the Bosomtwe district or constituency, because we've got the member of parliament for the constituency right here. Our colleague Ohime Interior within Shira FM would join us with details of this. And then yesterday he also spoke to the police commander in the region about the situation at Krofrom, and he's given some strong warnings. Hopefully we can get Ohime Interior on the line for him to give us details of this robbery incident. Was it robbery? What happened exactly? Ohime, if you can hear me, can you? Hello, good morning, Ohime.
Good morning.
Hi, thanks a lot. I hope you're well.
Oh, by God's grace, I'm doing well.
So, first of all, yesterday you spoke to the police commander in the region, and he gave some strong warnings. What is happening at Krofrom this morning? Have you heard anything?
Not at all, except to say that the family members are still not with the autopsy report that was issued by the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital. So for now, that has been the story.
All right, but Ohime, sadly, we're also hearing that some robbers have gunned down an agric officer. I'm saying that we heard this morning that some armed robbers have gunned down an agric officer. Is this true? How did it happen?
Yes, that is information that I have picked, but for a reliable source, unfortunately, I'm on my way to the scene. I'm not there yet, but I can report that indeed, yes, the agric officer identified as Joseph Chineboa.
So what happened? What's the story behind it? Hello, Ohime Interior.
I can hear you, Mama V.
Yes, Ohime, I'm asking, have you been told the circumstances that led to this shooting?
Yes, according to a reliable source, the disease had just returned from the office or from work, so immediately he entered the house. The three armed robbers asked him to surrender all the money in his possession, but he said he had no money on him. So they got angry and shot him. They were AK-47 wielding armed robbers. They were, yes. So they shot him in the process. And that is, after he has been shot, he shouted, and his wife also heard the sound and rushed to the scene, only to see the husband in a pool of blood. The husband in a pool of blood. So for now, the police from the crime scene, I'm told, were there last night, and this morning too. They are also there, and the other senior police officers in the region will be visiting crime scene as we speak.
Any arrests?
Not now. For now, nobody has been arrested. But this is that's all.
Ohime, your line is going a bit bad. We couldn't hear what you said.
Come again?
You have to repeat what you said.
Yes, what I said is that the robbers operated in similar fashion that led the death of all people in armed robbery related over the past 1 month in the Ashanti region. Don't forget that a bank official was shot at 9 in the
Ohimi, tell me, we will leave it here. I know you said that you're on your way to the scene, so we wait till you get there, and then we'll get a lot more details on the ground. But for now, we thank you so much. That's our colleague with Inshira FM in Kumasi, Ohimi Teria, who is on this beat. Armed robbers have shot and killed an Agric officer in the Ashanti region. We'll get a lot more information on this, but this is really, really sad, Chairman.
Yeah, good morning to yourself, my brother here, and your viewers. Not long ago, the same thing happened at a hotel in Ashanti region.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was a bank manager. Him was trying to recall some of the incidents.
And I heard the regional commander saying that they know the people and they will soon arrest them. It came on national television. So, according to your reporter, it seems that the same pattern was used, if I heard him right.
Yes.
The same pattern was used for the previous murders. So, what is the regional commander doing? What is he doing? I mean, if there's a pattern, and if at the Ashanti region with his intelligence and his forthrightness, I think by now he should be up and doing. You see, I want to talk about this Krofrom killings, right? Where the 3 policemen, according to the story, were told that the person they've apprehended is a mistaken identity. And I thought, when they tell you that as policemen, you should quickly check you should check what is going on. But they kept continually dragging the person and maltreating him or him on the road. While the bystanders, some people who knew him said, no, the person you've arrested is not an armed robber or it's not a thief or something. I thought the method they used here warrant for them to be censured instead of them being released. The method that the way and manner they went about this, is uncalled for. Now, the IGP should just drag them to they've got this special unit in the police service. I've forgotten the name.
But if you're using, is it PIPS? If you're using the autopsy report, which indicates that the gentleman was not beaten.
No. If you hadn't dragged him, right, will he have got heart attack? If somebody is on his way to die, and then you go and push the person, you are an accomplice. He's on his way to die, then you go and push the person. You don't say because I pushed him, he was already going to die. No, you have a problem. The problem is that you are arresting the person, and you are using undue force, and people around were informing you that it's a mistaken identity. That's not the person that is alleged to have committed a crime. Immediately, I mean, you should really check yourself. They didn't do that, and that probably brought the heart attack on. So the policemen have to be charged with unlawful
arrest or something.
Exactly. The family should go and sue the police. I mean, this is uncalled for. I mean, we should. No, you can't do this. You've been seeing what is happening in America, where policemen mistakenly shoot somebody and they are dealt with. This is not a matter for the police to say because of the autopsy report. The end of the matter. No.
But in the absence of evidence, that's why Honorable was saying that if you have pictures, in the absence of any solid evidence, what can you do? How can you prove it?
Well, I agree. I'm sure now, because the situation is fluid, people are not up to thinking the right way. But the family should take the relevant step. I'm sure these days with this mobile phone, somebody probably will have recorded something. If they have, they should bring it for us to interrogate the issue. Because we shouldn't just say that because an arrest took place. Was it minimal force that was used for the arrest, or what that precipitated the person getting the heart attack? We shouldn't let it lie. We shouldn't just write the story of that because of Konfuanochi says that he died of heart attack, the matter should rest there. No, a life has been lost. So that these things, these excesses that policemen continually do, sometimes they arrest a person and they show the person on the television and their face is swollen. They said we've given them a treat. I mean, who asked you to do that? Until you are proven guilty, why should they beat you? We are going forward. We are not in the old ages, you know. So this is the family, instead of going to, I hear that they are going to deities to catch the police. That's not the issue. Let the law take its course, and the IGP and his people should get up and investigate this so that these brutalities don't continue. And for the other armed robbery, I mean, instead of police brutalizing, they should rather go and find out where the armed robbers are and start arresting them. A life has been lost. I mean, coming from work, going home, and then they were holding AK-47. You know, Ashanti region of these days, my brother is here. I don't know why in your region you always have these ammunitions and all these guns rotating around that area. What is happening? I mean, something must be serious taking place in your...
Honorable, would you want to respond? What's happening in the Ashanti region?
Before I touch on that, what I want to find out is who ordered for the autopsy report. Is it the police themselves?
It seems so. It's the police.
Because if it's the police themselves, then I'll be surprised. Because the issue involves policemen and an innocent civilian.
How about this? So, when it was done, the family, the police, and then the hospital, the two doctors that led were all present. Does it matter?
I think, yes, it matters. It matters. Because, you see, each group or stakeholder wields different level of power. You cannot see the power of the family people. You cannot equate that one to the power of the police. I would have wished if the thing has gone to court and the court had ordered for the autopsy, so that at least we have a neutral person looking at the issue. But the police looking at its own issue is a bit unfortunate.
Do you suspect foul play somewhere?
Even if there's no foul play, there will be suspicion.
And you've got those same suspicions?
Oh, you see, I cannot rule it out. Why should I rule it out? That the police themselves, if they don't want to prosecute their own people, they can influence the report, the preparation of the report. But if it had been from the court, it could have been from a neutral source, and maybe these problems we are hearing wouldn't have arisen.
How about the integrity of the doctors involved?
You know, these days, I don't talk too much about integrity, even though some people do have, because of the announced expose with the judicial system. You understand it? Because people who administer justice, if some could go solo, when it comes to integrity, you have to treat it with caution. So I want to treat this issue with a bit of caution, even though their personal integrity is there. But some people can do things against their own will when they are not even convinced. You understand? When they realize that the power behind them is too strong, they can go anyway. But I think if it had come from the court, it would have been a better thing than the police themselves ordering for the autopsy. The other one about the AK-47 is not only in Ashanti region.
But you're recording a lot of consistent incidents over the period.
It's not only Ashanti region, only that if we've noticed, anytime we are getting closer to elections, arms proliferation in Ashanti region do increase. I'm not saying it's good.
But why does it happen?
But the police should smoke out all these people. The two of us sitting, the three of us sitting here, there's little that we can do unless we know somebody and we can give tip off. The community you mentioned, Aputuja, there's one neighbor community that is Feyasi. About 1.5 years ago, the police made a swoop there, arrested several armed robbers, alleged armed robbers from the police, and retrieved some ammunition from them. You know, it's not specific only to Bosomtwe. If you've noticed, armed robbers hardly stay at the maybe the center of the cities or towns. Always they prefer the outskirts. And Bosomtwi part is peri-urban because we share boundary with Kumasi, Askwa, and then Oforikru. So, you know, as the city develops, they move from the center to the outskirts, to the peri-urban area. They find those places as a better abode because these are newly developing areas. Most of the houses might not even be occupied. You have illegal tenants all over the place. You don't know each other, so they can easily mess up. Where you have properly laid out area, you know, the people know themselves, so it becomes difficult for them to use those places as hideout. I will urge not only the regional police authorities, but even the police commander at the district level should start doing very serious intelligent work to smoke up all these people. And it shouldn't only be in Bosomtwi, because that of the bank and those people we are talking about happen at Chumakwangoma portion, which is not part of Bosomtwi. And several incidents have happened at Asokorima area. All these, and rather where they happen, most often they are the peri-urban areas. So they have to take it seriously and look at this issue and take it as a project and work on it and smoke them out. Especially now that we are going to elections. We want this country to come out of elections as one people living in peace.
All right. There was this letter that came up yesterday. I first heard it on Ekusi saying on Asempa FM. Woyome, it looks like now we're trying to make an attempt to actually retrieve the monies. But lawyers for Alfred Agbeshi Woyome are also making moves to stop the latest attempts by the Attorney General to sell his residential property at Pehe here in Accra. The AG has initiated the move to retrieve the 51 million Ghana cedis paid to the embattled businessman as judgment debts. It follows the Supreme Court ruling that described the judgment debts as unconstitutional since Mr. Woyome did not have a valid contract with government. A letter from the AG's department signed by Chief State Attorney Dorothy Efriye Ansa directed the Lands Commission to move in to value the residential properties of Mr. Woyome. But Mr. Woyome is questioning the action since a court is yet to rule on an earlier move by the AG to auction his other properties. His lawyer has issued a letter to the AG because the case is before court and they have bypassed it and served a letter on Mr. Woyome. Seriously, the AG's office should be law-abiding than any ordinary Ghanaian. We have issued a letter and let's see how it goes. This is a quote by one of his lawyers, Reginald Dogbe. So, where are we with this case? At one point, we seem to be making moves actually to get our 51 million Ghana cedis back. Would you be patting the AG on the back for this move, Chairman?
Well, this case has been going on for a very, very long time. And probably we are at the stages where there's going to be some finality. But all should be done within the remits of the law. I believe if, according to information gathered, Unibank claims to have a stake on that property. So Unibank has taken the first steps to, is it Unibank or, I don't know, it's not Unibank, it's Amuabin's bank. What's the name of Amuabin?
UT?
I think UT. So
As in he owes them too?
Well, the first attempt that was made on this issue, UT Bank claimed that they have some interest in the property. And that's what his lawyer is trying to imply here, that the matter is already in court because of that and because of UT or one of these people claiming that they have interest in the property. I believe that we all live by rule of law in this country. So the AG is doing what is necessary to retrieve what is due to the...
But he's a very rich man. I mean, he'll definitely have a lot more properties than what we are here. Because this is just one which is around Kokomlimli, I'm told.
I don't know about...
He's affiliated to your party. he is affiliated to your party.
No.
And at one point we heard he was funding the party as well. I mean, he's a rich businessman.
No, I mean, I don't know his pocket, so I cannot come and sit here and allude the fact that he said. But let's look at it from the legal point of view. Yeah, affiliating himself to a party. He was also affiliated to the MPP. So
was he?
Yeah, well, initially that was what he claimed, that he was hobnobbing with them. So I mean, in this country, businessmen hobnob with all the parties. I mean, my brother here knows when he goes for fundraising, you can go to somebody with NDC background, and they don't do so. Let's put that aside. The important thing is that both AG and Woyome's lawyers should get this thing sorted out, and whatever is due to the state, right, per the ruling that has been given by the Supreme Court, we treat this money, and then this matter dies. But it's been lingering for a very long time. It's like a festering store that doesn't want to go away. We should find finality and resolve this issue.
Honorable, is this not just, you know, a law kind of game, because we've been in and out of the courts?
You know, first of all, these assets that maybe the court gave the AG the authority to possess. You know, as AG, what I should have expected from them is, first of all, to ensure that those properties they wanted to attach are not encumbered, because it depends on the level of encumbrance on the property. If somebody has given, for example, a residential property as a collateral for facility, it means that property is already encumbered. The agreement between the property owner and the financier, does it even allow for second interest? And if even it allows for second interest, does it allow for waiver of the initial encumbrance? If not, it becomes a difficulty. So when people raise issues that they had interest in these properties, did the AG take the pain to look at the level of encumbrance or interest these parties have in those properties, so that they will have separated those that are not encumbered, which they can easily possess and sell or dispose of, whichever form they want to, and then those that are encumbered, those that people have interest in, they could have examined the legal basis of the encumbrance or legal basis of the interest they have in those properties, and analyze if there's a way out. Other than that, all those that have original interest, initial interest, it will be difficult for them to allow it to sell. Because, for instance, if they're giving the man a loan facility, the facility has not been paid, and they allow it to sell the collateral security for that facility, it means they are losing their money, and they will not give in. So these things must be sorted out. So they have to separate the two. They have to divide the assets that they are possessing into two. Or if they say repossessing, but this cannot be repossessing, but they are possessing into two. And then those that are not incumbent and those that are incumbent, and go for those that are not incumbent first, while they sort out the other ones that are incumbent.
This is becoming like a very hard case, right? I mean, it's a lot of legalities.
The case to me, it's complicated. It shouldn't have been a hard case, because initially the man himself said he did not have a case with the government. But you know, the way we do our politics, because Osei Mensah is MPP, and this issue involves Osei Mensah, all MPP people will jump behind me and defend, forgetting about the facts of the matter, forgetting about the fact that this is criminal. And it must be dealt with as a criminal issue.
Is that what has happened in this case?
Yes. Because if you watch initially, almost all NDC communicators were defending Woyome. Some of us were saying, why should you defend Woyome? Look, sometimes we pretend as if we are not human beings. Any human being can make an error in judgment at a particular time. If you are the minister and you've made mistake, you can just admit, I erred. Simple. And then let the law deal strictly with the person. But when we try to defend, because definitely my brother here, now he will not say it the way he used to say it in those days. But those days, just go and mention the name of Honorable Betty Modidusu, it was a problem. Mentioning the name of my colleague and my deputy speaker, Honorable Batonodru, it was a problem. You see, but that time, if we had called them and said, please admit you made a mistake, because the person did not have a contract, any contract with the government, so the person shouldn't have been paid. You see, it would have taken out the politics. But once you defend the minister because the minister is from our party,
but you still don't know what the minister has, what authority they had.
Authority from who? Do you know? You know, I'm a banker, and I've been bank manager. If you know Dr. P.U. Crunchy, try to call him and ask him about settlements. What I say is my signature is my bona fide property. No minister signs a document and makes mistake and the party is arrested. No. No. If you sign, it's you, your office. And when the time comes, you'll be hauled to the court, not the party. So if you are not convinced, let the people understand, I'm not convinced. There are other people who can sign. It's not compulsory that you sign. When Martin Abidu refused to do certain things and he was removed, and so what? I'm not Attorney General. I have my dignity, I have my integrity intact, I have my respect, and so what? So if you decide to sign something on your own conviction, it's not right. You don't go and say there's power from authority from where? Why is that authority not saying that you were supposed to pay the money? When my own colleague, Honorable Batonodru, was saying the government, Woyome had a case and the government had to pay, it means he was convinced. It's not me. You can't convince me that there was pressure from anywhere. Do you think if you are no minister today, you will not eat? You've eaten since the one that you came onto this earth. Until that the day you became the minister. So when you are no minister, you still eat.
You may not, the volumes may not be the same.
Do you want to enjoy your peace forever, or enjoy life today at the detriment of your peace tomorrow? Now, if they had insisted, assuming there was pressure from somewhere, as you wanted to allude, assuming there was pressure coming from somewhere, if they had resisted that pressure, nobody would be mentioning their names. No. I mean, these things the Attorney General is doing is legal gimmicks. The Attorney General knows very well that these properties is said to be encumbered. The lawyers of the Alfred Abisi Woyome, they've written to the court that these are encumbered. So the court will have to look into the issue and then decide whether they will waive the encumbrance if it's possible, or they will not waive the encumbrance, and what action must be taken. So if I know that property B is not incumbent, I won't go and possess property B. go and possess property D which is encumbered. Then they raise the legal issue. Then it will look as if I'm doing something. The Attorney General, that is a very strong, powerful legal brain. Knows all these things. Me, I'm a layman, but even I can comprehend. Do you understand it? These things. So it's just legal gimmicks. Just to throw dust on the public eyes as if he's the Attorney General. They are not doing anything. They are just pampering woyome.
Chairman Ade, apparently your party has complicated this issue of us taking our 51 million back.
No, you see, my brother started on a very nice footing, and he delved into the political aspect of this thing. And also, when you ask yourself, President Mills once asked a question. Now, who caused up? It is your party. You and government. All these things started with the renovation of the Accra Sports Stadium, where you yourself contracted him. I mean, there was evidence.
But did they pay any money to him?
We did not even contract him.
No. You see, I don't want us to go to the merits
of the contract.
No, my brother. I said, I don't want us to go to the merits or the demerits of the matter, because.
But this is where we are.
Where we are now is that the AG is trying to retrieve the money that the court has said should be retrieved.
But the analysis that he makes is right on point.
No, that's why I said, now who caused up? Somebody must have caused it, because we didn't. Woyome's case did not start when we were out of power. The case started the MPP.
But if somebody caused it didn't mean that. It didn't mean that it was right for you to pay the money.
Some monies were paid to his affiliates before,
because they had contract with government.
But he said he's charging his facilitation fee. You a banker, you know.
So, Mr. Ade, let's tackle this issue of the AG is very smart. They would know that these hurdles will be there. Why did they decide to meet the hurdles spot on?
He has asked some pertinent questions, which I think we should all interrogate. That is the AG aware that this?
Shouldn't they have been aware of this?
We don't know. No, we don't know. So I don't think they're making any gimmicks here. Now that if it has come to their notice per the letter written by Regina Dogbe, then it's up to them to go back and find out, well, is that what the situation is, and then what next? So I don't think you impute any ill motive on the part of the AG. They are working for us. So if there's an infraction on their part, they have to go. And I believe.
So you don't agree that this is for us to think that they're doing something after all, but they're not really.
No. It's a serious matter that they've asked the Land Commission to go and value the property for them to take the relevant action. Let's see how it plays out. I think we should always have confidence.
We've been watching and seeing sitting back for quite a very long time.
But you see, Mama V.
Yes, Chairman.
Are you saying that we should use the old method of bring the bulldozer to your house and then bulldozing it down?
But Chairman, I'm saying that if it was any other person, if it wasn't, like a big rich businessman who is affiliated to your party, you would have taken this money a long time ago.
You mean the president should go and do it? We've got the courts, and we are all here seeing what is being played up at the court. I mean, can the president work? I wish president could do that.
We're not saying the president should. But I think it's the effort that we're putting into this.
But we have appointed an attorney general, and they are in their office working.
So you appreciate the pace at which this is going. Are you hopeful that we'll get our 51 million?
I believe that the relevant steps have been taken, right? The relevant steps. Let us see how it plays out. Our party cannot just go to the High Court or to go to the Supreme Court to go and effect rulings that the court has passed. But
Chairman, I mean, maybe my mind is very little, but I'm saying that if an individual, if you are running everything, public office as your own personal property, and somebody is owing you as an individual, the effort that you put in to get that money back, that's not the same that we see in public service.
Well, then that is something that all of us must interrogate.
But do you see it that way? Do you see it that way?
You see, that it's not only at the office of the AG, but if you are talking nationally, then we all agree for ages from time immemorial that President Kufuor once said that people pretend to be working and government pretend to be paying them. So this is an old saying, and it's true. You go to the offices, things that should be done probably if it's his own work, he knows that I can, if it's my work, instead of 48 hours, I'll do 24 hours. But when we have public servants and civil servants, Friday, 12 o'clock, they've gone to the funeral. Monday, they'll come to work at 10 o'clock.
It's not all of them. Okay,
so,
well,
you know,
we have that problem on our hand.
Yes, a little. You know, this issue that normally some people say that it started with the MPP. It's not true. Alfred Woyome approached the then MPP government for people. They said they did not have any contract with him.
They paid and some of his affiliates.
If he had
that emboldened him to
they should have gone there.
He started chasing before we came.
And they should have even checked the file,
he started chasing
the dossier to know that even this man approached the government. They said they did not have any contract with the man and could not pay him. So why now?
As for the beginning, we will always not agree on where it started. So we have to end our conversation here. But I'm so grateful for your time. Honorable Simon Osei-Mensah is Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe in the Ashanti region, and Aon Adekoka, he's chairman of the Greater Accra NDC. And I promised I was going to ask the flats, where was he? How far have we come? But I guess I'll hold on to that conversation. He was here when it happened last year. What have they done to fix the problem? Stay with us. We've got entertainment just before we wrap up.